Namaskaram to all of you. Namaskaram. I am Dr. Shashi Kumar, basically a scientist in Space Department. I am with Ramakrishna on many of the courses which have happened here for last many years. Presently I am in Delhi, so I am on my vacation, and I thought I will come. Generally the Sunday classes on personality development is a special session. Good audience, wonderful batch. Most of my response on email and communities on internet comes from the Sunday batch. The course is on personality development, right? So what is personality then? What is personality development? Anyone who wanted to tell, please raise your hand. Please raise your hand. Yeah, tell me, what is that personality development?
Physical appearance of the body.
Physical appearance. So Amitabh Bachchan have good personality. Shashi Kumar doesn't have. I am Shashi Kumar. Okay, let me put the same question in a different style. Imagine or think of some people who are you consider are good personalities in your mind. Give some names to me. Mahatma Gandhi, physical appearance, very great. See the contradiction. Have you understood the contradiction? Understood, no? So okay, Mahatma Gandhi, Vivekananda, Abdul Kalam, Mother Teresa. Okay. What makes them to remember and why they are different from all of us? That gives a good definition about the personality development. Because of the character. Fine. How do you know the character of Mahatma Gandhi? Have you seen the movie Gandhi, my father? How many of you have seen? Okay, only 3. Very bad. You must see all movies, possible movies. Okay. Good. One is character, fine. As we know, then.
They do such a thing that nobody takes the initiative to do it. They just have as much of power that they can get success and they just go and achieve that thing.
Okay, so personality require.
They do different things.
Personality require one character, then willpower to do, and you should have initiative in doing, and see that whatever you think you do. Is it right? Vision is required. Concentration is required. Commitment towards the work is required. Dedication is required. Do you have all this with you? No. Not in practice. What is that we don't have and what is that they have? Let us ask that question now. If you know that gap, you know that this is what is personality development and this is where you should reach, and you know that these are the steps to go there. But what is it lacking? You are not able to go there. Why?
No goal, no vision, no goal.
No goal. Just visualize now. Morning onwards, tomorrow think, morning take a good fresh bath and then start visualizing. Strong willpower is not there. No concentration. How many of you have no concentration? Ask me, let me ask this question. Lack of concentration, the problem. You may be wondering why I am asking this question as a space scientist. I am a psychotherapist. Okay, so I look at the mind of people who have problem actually on concentration. Do you feel that you are not good, I am not able to do anything? Okay, many of you, wonderful. At least Hyderabad people don't lie that much. You know, when Lord Rama had 16 years of education in the childhood, he came back to his father. Who was his father? Sharatha. And then before going for education, he was very good. He used to prostrate before father, take blessings from father, mother. He used to take bath every day, change dress. Wonderful, very good boy, nice boy. But after he came back from education, he was bad. He stopped all these practices. He says that it does not work. Your father, his father, Dasharatha, is not a good ruler at all. Because he realized the country had lot of problems there. Poverty is there, corruption is there, people are not happy. He went around the people, he saw the world around him. He found that the people are not at all happy, nothing is happening there. When you see outside, you see a lot of problems there. And when you see problems, then what should happen? You should feel upset. That's the first stage. That happened to Lord Rama. Then he came back and then he said, you do not worth to be called as the ruler. So you should also have aversion, aggression against the people who are responsible for this. That's also essential. If you look at Vivekananda also did the same thing. He went around the whole India and then identified the problems of people. And then what he did? He meditated for a few days to understand what is to be done. That's the diagnosis part. And most of the people, if you look at technically, first you do an analysis, do a diagnosis, and then think about what you know as the solution and then prescribe medicines. So similarly, Rama could not find a solution. He says it's very bad. If you read Yoga Vasishtam is the textbook which describes about the lessons of Vasishta to Rama. You will understand most of the problems which he describes shows that those days the land was much worse than today's situation. Today is much better. I feel like telling Lord Rama that we are in a much better position. Kaligalam is much better. That difficult was the situation which Rama was facing. And then who came to take both Lakshman and Raman for safeguarding the Yaga Yatna? Who? Vishwamitra came. And then did the father allow them to go? Why? Love. He says, you are my son, don't go. You will be in trouble because you are going to fight. You are small kids. I will come. That's what he said. Father said. But then later, Vasishta was called. Vasishta advised his father, let him go. This is a chance given to him. You have an activity, you have learned 16 years of fighting, but then you should have a chance to fight, perform it. Who gave the liberty for him? The blessing was given by his father. If that blessing was not given by father, Rama cannot become Rama. You understood? So you will have ability which you will learn. Education will be there, but you will not get a chance to perform unless you get a opportunity for that. So if you want to perform, what is required? You need opportunities. And Rama got an opportunity, but he was not in a very good mood. So Vasishta gives lectures to motivate him. Attitude is set. And that lecture is what is called the Yoga Vasishtam, in which he says how you should serve this country. What are the things required for a king? How you should perform job. How you should set your life. There will be a lot of problems around. You cannot change the whole world. If you want to change the world, there is only one way. What is that? Change yourself. That's a wonderful lesson which started from Yoga Vasishtam. Many people keep on telling it in different style. The first place where you can see in because nothing is older than Ramayana as written scriptures which we have. Even Vedas are much later because Rama's period is earlier than the Mahabharata period, right? All the Vedas also are only 10,000, maybe 20,000 years old. So the Yoga Vasishta is much more earlier to that. But there may be reference on Vedas or in that also. But as a scripture, as a lesson, as a story, Ramayana is much more older. So he says in that, Upana Godapadasya Nanu Charma Strudaiva Buhu. Anything you understood? Wonderful. Upana Godapadasya Nanu Charma Strudaiva Buhu. I have decided to walk only on leather carpets. What's my decision? I will walk only on leather carpets. Wherever I go, I need leather carpet. Is it possible? Not possible? How much it will cost? If I want to have leather carpet on all the places wherever I go, wherever I walk, I will have only leather carpet. How much will be the cost? 200 rupees maximum. One leather chappal. Is it not? You understood? If I want to walk on all the places where I will have leather only, I have to decide to have a leather chappal, that's all. As simple as that. If you want to see the world happy, if you want to see opportunities around, if you want to see blossoming around, if you want to see love around, if you want to see happiness around, what is that you should do? Carry happiness inside you. That's as simple as that. If you want to see enthusiasm around, what is that you want? Keep enthusiasm in you. Purne manasi sampurnam. Please chant this. Purne manasi sampurnam. Purne manasi sampurnam. Jagat sarvam sudhadravaihi. Purne manasi sampurnam. Jagat sarvam sudhadravaihi. The whole world is full if your mind is full. That's what it means. The whole world is full if your mind is full. So people said that you don't have enthusiasm, you don't have attitude, I don't have courage, I have no concentration. Where is the problem? Where is the problem? When we are in trouble, we say, I am in trouble. Don't you say? You are in trouble. You are in trouble. Trouble is bigger, you are smaller. That's why you are inside that. Is it not? Trouble, you are in trouble. Trouble is bigger, you are smaller. Otherwise, how can you go inside the trouble? Is it possible? Is there any trouble in your life which is bigger than you? Who is bigger? Trouble is bigger or you are bigger? We are bigger. So correct that sentence. How do you correct that English sentence? Trouble is in me. So when you say you are in problem, you are in trouble, you are in agony, you are in sadness, all that means all that is inside me. So when you have problem, when you are in trouble, when you have some disease, what is to be done? Take medicines for that. Don't find fault with the environment. I have severe fever. What you will say? It's heavy rain, that's why I have fever. It's too cold outside, that's why I have fever. We always find fault with outside things and we will forget our own diseases. The courage which people have is just because it comes from inside. You should have courage. The good person is a person who is not scared of activities, who is intelligent, who may not have knowledge. Knowledge is different, intelligence is different. Knowledge is only lot of information which you collect data and then keep it inside. A computer which has got lot of data files about everything, or internet have lot of knowledge, but internet does not have intelligence. What people should have is intelligence. You should have buddhi. Do you have buddhi? Do you have buddhi? Did any time that got tested in your life? Did anybody test your intelligence? Examinations, Yeah, wonderful. You write examination, as soon as you get out of the exam hall, everything is gone. Same question paper can you answer today? Which you have answered 10th class. How much mark you will get? Will you get the same marks if you answer the same 10th class examination now? That means what? You have just studied for that examination purpose and then pushed out, finished. Knowledge is that. Many people have knowledge only for temporary purposes. If somebody asks you what is your background, you will say what? If somebody asks me what is my background, I will say either I am mathematics, I am management, I am law, something else I will say. I am a space scientist. They will say, my background is image processing. Is it my background or foreground? Background is all the knowledge which we have earlier. We are forgetting that most of the time. Our strength is our knowledge. That's true. But the intelligence should use it to make it into skill. Unless you practice it, the knowledge becomes useless. So you should have courage to use your knowledge for better purposes. Where? For whom? For the society. The more you give to the society and have interest in that and enjoy doing that, that gives you a good personality. For which you should understand the society, means you should go around and identify whatever knowledge or strength you have, how well you can utilize it for the society. That's what makes a person a wonderful person. That's what you are giving examples of. If you see, all these examples are people who have spent their life for somebody else, not for themselves. Ena kena prakarena yasya kasyapi dehinah sandosham janayat pratna tadevam ishvara pujanam. Somehow whatever you do doesn't matter. Do something or other, whatever you can do, and help some people in this world, and such people are going to be the wonderful people. What are the capabilities you require? You need to have knowledge, you need to have intelligence, you need to have dhairyam, courage. Then you said initiative, right? No? That's the definition. So 6 qualities are essential to have good personality. If you take example, you will see all these 6 qualities are essential to become a good person. Which are the 6 qualities? Udyamam, entrepreneurship. That's what vision is. You have a vision, this, I have to do this, I have to do this. When you will understand what is to be done? When you have vision. What is the vision? Not for self, for the society. How do you get it? Go around. That's what Lord Rama did. You understood? He went around. Same thing Vivekananda also did. Gandhi traveled a lot. You see, all the people who have become greater are the people who have gone around to the people. They lived with the people. And they touch people here and there. And you have to be like a river flowing wherever you can flow. And touch everyone. And then understand the problems of them. That's more essential to become a social being. We are supposed to be social being, called as human being. What is human being? The first quality of a human being? Being human. A human being is a person who is being human. That's what it is. As simple as that. So be human first. Have a human touch. Go around to people. Understand them. And then keep a vision in front of you. So Udyamam, entrepreneurship is keeping a vision and then starting to plan. Yes, you have planned. If you want to implement it, what is required? Sahasam. Next is Sahasam. Jump into action. What most of the people have is entrepreneurship. I will do this, I will do that. But they don't have the Sahasam. Jump into action. They have no courage to do things which they feel that they should do it. So essentially, one should have courage. That courage, jump into action. Courage is inside, but they don't practice it. Practicing the activity which you have planned is called Sahasam. Udyamam, Sahasam. And to support this Sahasam, what is that you require inside as a character is called Dhairyam. A good character is a good person who has got a good dhairyam. Character doesn't mean whether you do good or bad. That will be decided by the people, by the nature, by the time, by the place, where, how, when, who decides good or bad. There is no concrete, absolute thing which says this is good, this is bad. Who, when, where, how, where, what, for whom you do. That determines good or bad. So, Udyamam, Sahasam, Dhairyam, and you should have little buddhi. And you should have Shakti. So physical strength is required. Physical size is not required. Physical strength is required. If you cannot move, probably you cannot do something. If your indriyas are not working, there is a limitation. You cannot do much more. So little bit of physical strength is required. Udyamam, Sahasam, Dhairyam, Buddhi, Shakti. What next? Parakramam. Parakramam is, if I have decided to go through this way, and if somebody is closing the door, what I will do? Will I turn back and then try some other way? I will push it open. You understood? that activity is called parakram. If I have decided to move in direction and somebody stops me, I will not leave him. Not that I will make my way, I will also punish the person who is trying to stop me. That activity is called parakram. Udyamam, sahasam, dhairyam, buddhi, shakti, parakramam, shadede, yatra vartande, devam, tatra prakashir. Wherever these qualities are there, God will appear there. You don't have to go beside God. God will come to you. Which is good? You going to God is good, or God coming to you is good? God coming to us. So if you have these 6 qualities, God will come to you and ask you, what should I do for you, mister? Let me beside you all the time. So you should have these 6 qualities. These are the qualities essential to become a good person. And which are the directions people should grow? Physically you should grow, that every animal grows. Human being also will grow, animal also will grow. Once you take birth, you will become a baby, then child, then we become teenage, then adolescent, then become middle age, then old age, and then die. That everybody does it. There is no change. Once you take birth, you will grow. You will grow old and you will die. So physical growth is there. That is also essential. Physical, mental growth is essential. Are you growing mentally? Definite. But after some time, mental growth will go less. You want to check that? All of you put your hands like this. Fingers up, like this, fingers. You know the fingers? And then see up. Then take this and then stop like this. Exactly touching. Is there any problem? Wonderful, no? So all of you have buddhi. You have buddhi now, but now what you do is, do the same thing, but look down, don't see on the top. Now you have done it seeing correct, right, no? But don't see on the top, look down, heads down. Try. How many of you have buddhi now? Don't try to cheat yourself. Put it down like this. Don't see up, see down. 0. When it comes to 10, touch. Okay, slowly. Start moving slowly. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Does it touch? Why it does not touch? Because your left hand finger doesn't know where your right hand finger is. That much buddhi only people have. Do you think you have intelligence now? Go and try with the small kids at home. They will be able to do it much better. So as you grow, your intelligence reduces. Ask the old people to do it. They will not be able to do it. As you grow older and older, your neurons will start dysfunctioning. That's why old people, when they walk, they will have not able to walk in the straight line. They will not be able to put the button because the control of your body itself is lost. So intellect will work function better. Up to 40 years it is supposed to grow. Up to 18 years it goes very well. After 18 it starts less, and less you use, you will have less of brain. Brain is like an elasticity. The more you use, your intelligence will start functioning, have that quality of elasticity. If you don't use elastic rubber band for some time, what will happen? After some time, if you take it, it will not be an elastic. The elasticity will be lost after some time. The buddhi is like this. So keep your intelligence all the time growing. That's essential. Read a lot, think. That's essential to take care of your intelligence. Physical, intellectual, emotional. Do you have emotional feelings? Do you show that? The more you suppress your emotional feelings, you will become more depressed in your life. So you should have avenues where you can show your feelings. That's essential. That's next. It's like a river flowing. If the tree which falls in the river is smaller, the river will take it along. Is it not? And if it is a bigger one, what will happen? It will stuck. The river cannot flow. And if there are some small gaps, river will start flowing in between. If it stops the whole flow, it will wait, and after some time, when the river becomes full, it overflows on that. Your life is like that. If there is a small problem, you must be able to take along with you. If there is a bigger problem, keep waiting until you can overflow on that. When the river falls, it starts smiling. The river is beautiful only when it falls. So grow like a tree and fall like a river in your life. When there is heavy wind, what happens to the tree? It starts dancing. It has a lot of trouble to keep it straight. But after the wind stops, will it start again dancing? Will it have trouble of its own? When you are in trouble, you can have feelings and troubles and all that. But what happens to human being? After the trouble is over also, we will start thinking about it, because we have nothing else to think in our life. We take trouble like compartments in the train. We keep on adding compartments to that. We will keep on thinking on a trouble which happened yesterday. Morning you get a scolding from your father, you start thinking about it, somebody thinking about it. Until you get a next bigger dose, this will be in your mind. You get a bigger dose, the first one will go. That should not be done. Keep your mind very clean. Always try to take new ideas in you. Think about that for some time. That's essential to keep your mind always manas. Don't think mind is this, manas. First intellect is here, buddhi and manas. If you use English, there are a lot of confusions. So buddhi is here, manas is here. Use buddhi, that is intellect, and manas, that is where your feelings are. You should have good feelings. The feelings depends on how good heart you have. If you have a good heart, you have good feelings. You have to be positive in thinking. That happens only when you have a good heart. So, physical, emotional, intellectual. Then as human being, we are supposed to socialize with the people. A social life. That's essential. Feeling for others, concern for others, thinking about the society, problems, socializing with the people, having contacts, mixing with them, doing something for somebody else. That's in part of our rituals in India. Sacrifice, giving something to somebody else. When somebody's marriage happens, they will feed 1,000 people. Why you are feeding 1,000 people? That's a part of socializing. That's a place where people will come and then get interacted. Now when some birthday comes, you will start giving party. When you fail in exam, you give party. Okay, you will find reasons for socializing. That's essential. Because we are a social being. So that's one. And another one, all these are possible for any animal, including human being. The examples which you have taken, like Mahatma Gandhi, then Vivekananda, then Mother Teresa, all these people have something in common. What is that? They have physical, emotional, intellectual. The buddhi is same. Manas also is same. Physical strength is same. This initiative and all that is same. The society feelings also is same. We also will think. Unselfishness, that also is there for most of the people. They have grown to a higher level. What is that level called? Why personality development class and yoga classes in this place? Spiritual, that's where people makes a difference. You have to grow spiritually. What is the spiritual growth means? That's what you have here, steps towards spirituality. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, etc., up to Samadhi. 8 steps are defined there. And in which you have yoga classes here, right now? Before this personality development lecture, you have yoga classes. What is the relation between yoga and personality? Did you think about that any time? Use brain, no, sometime. Ask yourself. So which part is yoga you are doing? What is that you are doing here? Asana. You are doing physical exercise to become stronger mentally. You know why? When you get angry, when you are in a hurry, when you are in worry, when you eat more curry, already we have a problem. You know what is the problem? Your breathing rate will change. Will it not? Will it not? When you are in a hurry and worry, what will happen? When you are in tension, when you are in problem, when you are in trouble, the breathing rate will change. You will take little bit of oxygen and pumping like. Originally, your lungs can have lot of oxygen, but when you breathe, the frequency increases, but your volume of intake will become very, very less. And you will breathe maybe 40 times per minute. How many times you are supposed to breathe? 18 times. Wonderful. How many people will breathe 18 times? Very less. The number of breathing, 18, will make you to live 120 years. That's the Purushais. If you breathe faster, your life will get reduced. The dog breathes 40 times. Therefore, it has got only 25 years of life. 3 times only the crocodile breathes. It has got 300 years of life. So the less number of breath will give you more number of years. Less breathe, more years. Breathe less is finished. Okay? Don't do that. Yeah, tortoise. Tortoise does 3 and 300 years. Sorry. So what is to be done in your life? Don't become breathless. Less breathing is good. So what happens when you get angry? The body will require more oxygen. When you want to think, intellect does not work. You don't even know the counting. 1, 2, 3, 4 also will be forgotten when you get angry. You have any proof for that? When your father gets angry, 100 times I told you don't do this. How many times he must have told? Only once or twice. But what he says, 100 times I told. Because he forgets number system. Is it not? When you get angry, your number system will change. The time also you will change. You ask somebody, I will come in 2 minutes. Then the mind starts pumping. 3 minutes are over. 4 minutes are over. It's only 4 minutes. 2 minutes late only. 15 minutes I am waiting here. Who asked you to wait 15 minutes? Because what happens is when your mind is in tension, the time scale will change faster. If you are in a happy mood, 3 hours also will go like 3 minutes. Is it not? When you are in an unhappy mood, what will happen? Every moment is tuck, 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 tuck. So it's the mind which determines the time scale, the mind determines the counting, the mind determines everything around, and therefore the body also will start functioning. Assume that you have severe headache. Will you be able to concentrate in my class? No. If you have severe headache also, if you feel the lecture is interesting, you will be able to concentrate and your headache will go. After the class, the headache will come back to you. But assume the lecture is so boring, sitting here you will start getting headache. Is it not? So the body will react and the mind is reacting. Sharira manaso yoga parasparam anuvrachet adhara adheya bhavena taptajya khadayoriva. Charagan says this. Sharira manaso yoga. Shariram, body, and manas is manas only. No translation in English. That's very difficult. Sharira manaso yoga. They are related. Yoga also means relation. In mathematics, yoga means joining. That means relation. They are related. How? Taptajya khadayoriva. Like a burtan and an oil. What is the relation between burtan and oil? When you put hot oil in the cold burtan, burtan will get heated up. If your mind is hot, your body will get heated up. That you can see when people get angry, the nose will start troubling, their cheeks will become reddish, eyebrow will go up and down, nice Kathakali Vesham will be there. Is it not? The people fight each other for seeing Kathakali. I wanted to go see some Kathakali, then start fighting. So the body starts reacting. Your pumping of the air will change. So what is to be done? You learn good pranayama. Good breathing practice. So when you get angry, what is to be done? Take a deep breath. Then the manas will say, I want to get agitated. Body will say, no, yeah, keep quiet. I cannot breathe now faster. A person who practices yoga, pranayama, naturally, not just practicing, that should become your nature. Once you become that nature, whenever something pour inside that, that will get diluted. So to get control mind, the easiest way is go through the body. Directly controlling mind is not possible, because directly controlling mind is like controlling a monkey. You understood? The more you don't want to think, you will think only that. You know that story of the king who took medicine? The king was sick and he called a doctor. And then the doctor prescribes. The king says, if your medicine do not work, I am going to kill you. Because those kings were like that earlier. So most of the doctors were not going. Ultimately, one doctor wanted to give a lesson to the king. He said, yes, I will prescribe a medicine, but only one condition. While taking medicine, you should never think about a monkey. So all the time he takes the medicine and think what he should not think? About a monkey. Okay, he keeps it back. In his life, he could never take medicine. So he identified this is the trick which people use. The mind is such, what you don't have to think, that only will come to your mind. So directly treating mind is very difficult. So what is to be done? Indirect. What is the indirect way? When you get angry, take a deep breath. You want to scold somebody? Say it. I wanted to scold you. I will take a deep breath. You have to prepare yourself for hearing the scolding. So please take a deep breath. Today going back home, the father wants to scold you. Please wait not. I have learned a lesson today. What is that lesson? Take a deep breath. I am going to take a deep breath. Start. You take 2-3 times. Some people, the breathing, the first exercise is breathing. That does not work. The next exercise is drinking water. Physical treatment is like that. When you get angry, 1 glass of water you drink, give 1 glass of water. Because you need a lot of strength to scold, right now? So take 1 glass of water. I also need strength to listen to your scolding. I will take 1 glass of water. Both of you start drinking a lot of water. 1 glass may not be sufficient. 1 bottle. 1 liter is not sufficient. 2-3 liters. 1 bucket, 2 buckets. Finish all the water. Then where do you have to go? You go to your bathroom, release all your pressure, flush it out and come back and say no problem. What do you say? Whenever there is a problem, keep telling no problem. Say no problem. Say no problem. Keep on telling no problem. That will keep your mind so calm, cool. Whatever happens, no problem. Whatever happened? No problem. You are in the bus stop, you missed the bus. What do you say? No problem. The bus, let the bus go. Is it not? Whatever happens, you just say no problem. You hit somebody on scooter. What do you say? Say no problem. And he will hit you. You say no problem. Keep on saying this. That's the best way to become happy in your life. When you miss a bus, no problem. Because when you miss a bus, you have chances of getting so many other buses. Once you get into a bus, you miss a lot of buses, which is good. You never thought about like this, right? No? Think always positively. When you miss a bus, you get lot of buses. But when you get into a bus, you miss lot of buses. Don't get married. Once you marry, you miss lot of chances. So think about life slightly different. Be happy all the time. That's more essential in life. If you are not happy, that's not worth living in this world. If you are not happy, you cannot supply happiness to people. So, Sharira, Manaso, Yoga, Parasparamanu Vrachet, Adhara, Adeya Bhavena, Taptajya Kadayoriva. So, mind control is essential, body control is essential. All these steps you start referring and learning. I have no time to describe that. But it only says, if your mind is fit, body is fit, and you reach into a stage where you will become Samadhi. Samadhi is not death, okay? Samadhi is, you live, but you don't have the feeling of living. Do you think this class is coming from my buddhi or from my heart? It comes from the heart, right? No? It does not come from buddhi. If the lesson comes from buddhi, the people will understand. That is coming from the learned subject. If it comes with my emotions, feelings, I am living in this when I am talking to you. Am I not? So that feeling should be there when whatever you do in your life. When you drive, do you use your buddhi? If you're a good driver, will you search for your brake? What happens? Automatically the brake will come in your life. Right now, you become so natural in living. When you eat, do you search for your mouth? It becomes so natural. Every activity should become so natural where you don't use your buddhi. So buddhi have rest. That rest is called samadhi. If you take an electroencephalograph, that's what it's called. To see the functioning of the buddhi is electroencephalograph. Take an electroencephalograph. See that when I am talking to people on lectures, the buddhi is not working. Because I am not using my buddhi for giving lectures. I am only taking it from my heart. Education should become inside your heart. Most of the time education is only kept in the buddhi. That's the biggest problem we have. That's why when you get a question paper which you have written, after some time you don't even remember. If it is in your heart, it will be always there. How many times you have taken oath that all Indians are my brothers and sisters? Many times, right? No? Maybe 20,000, 30,000 times. But when you walk on the road, do you feel, oh, this is my sister, this is my brother? Are they Pakistanis, Afghanistanis or Indians? Indians only. Why that feeling is not there? Because the education of that all Indians are my brothers and sisters are gone into buddhi but not into feeling. So take it into your heart. That's essential. And what is to be done? Take that into heart and live casually, very creatively, accidental, so natural, without referring to the buddhi all the time, become so natural. When you fall, does it come from the buddhi? It comes automatically. Every activity should become so automatic, and then you have sufficient time for spirituality. Spirituality is not to be practiced. It's a level where you will reach after some time when everything becomes so casual and natural to you. That level are these levels, and then you reach into samadhi. The buddhi will not be used for giving classes. Buddhi will not be used while writing examination. You don't use buddhi for writing examination. You just casually write it. Every activity will become so casual, so smiling, no tension in your life at all. And such a stage you will reach. That stage is where the spirituality comes in you. It's not to be attained. It is not something you can buy, which is not something to be practiced. That becomes part of yours. And such a level you will reach. That is the spirituality level. And you can see most of the people who have reached that stage, we consider them as God, right now? All the people who are Mahatma Gandhi, maybe Vivekananda, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, they are all people like us. But we consider them equal to God. When you reach your personality into higher stage, the course is called the personality development, right now? Develop your personality, develop and develop and develop. What will happen ultimately? It will get developed and you will become supreme personality, is it not? Who is supreme personality? God. So all of you will become God after some time. If you do lot of courses on personality development, where you will reach? You will become God. Where is God? It is within us. When you become highly spiritual, you will join God. Yoga is joining. So yoga is also joining. Because these steps will take you to samadhi. At that samadhi level, you will do everything so casually, naturally, without using your buddhi. It just happens. Whatever you do become physically, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, socially higher. And that level is called the spiritual level, in which you are almost like a God. So reaching to the God is, what is personality development? What is personality development? Develop it into a level where you are the supreme personality. That is personality development. And that personality development is yoga. What is yoga? Only not asanas. Yoga asana is only one step. The yoga is joining to God. So becoming God. You will become one among the gods. And that feeling of being with God, that feeling of being with God, that feeling where God will be within you, one step which I said, Udyamam, Sahasam, Dhairyam, Buddhi, Shakti, Parakramam, will make the God to reside in you. God will be with you. God will be within you. That stage is called yoga stage. So personality development and yoga are same. One is physical trial and personality development. All these steps together will get you into that stage where you will become high personality. And set yourself into the service of others. That will take you onto that stage. But people cannot be that because we are in Garhastham. Garhastham, father, mother, brother, relations. We cannot do whatever we like to do. So we are tied with the social setup most of the time. But at least what you can do within that situation is to be taken care of. Little bit of constraint will be there. You can see most of the people who are become famous have some problems because they will not be fitting into some societal conditions which are designed to be in which they are supposed to live. That does not happen so easily. So there are some problems, but people will be able to take out of that and spend some part of the life for the public in the way they like to do. So that's more essential to become highly spiritual and reach into the yoga stage where you will reach into God. These are the messages which I have to say. I have only spoke 46 minutes. I am very happy that none of you have seen the watch. If you start seeing watch, that means it is boring, except one person. This all. He may have some urgent appointment and he must have been disappointed here. Okay, so I will stop you at this moment, but I will spend another 10 minutes or 15 minutes for you to ask questions to me, because none of my sessions will go only from one side. So you can ask me questions. Anything which you like to ask. Dhairyam and Sahasam. Sahasam is jump into action. Dhairyam is what you have inside. Many people have attitude. Activity is called Sahasam. You understood the difference? I have an attitude in swimming. Attitude is good. Yeah, I like to swim. Swimming is essential. But activity is jumping into water. That becomes Adisahasam if you don't know swimming and jumping into water. You understood? You understood the difference? Activity is jumping into water. You can jump into activity not when you have attitude. I wanted to swim, that is my ambition. I have an aim to cross the river. Attitude is good. Your aptitude is good. Your ambition is good. Jumping into water is also good. But before that there is another condition. What is that? You should know swimming. Is it not? That is called skill or learning. So sufficient knowledge, practice is essential before jumping into action. So jump into action includes skill. Knowledge, skill, everything is essential. Yes, you have practiced, wonderful. But you have practiced only in a pond, a lake, a swimming pool. That practice is enough to jump into a river? Not enough. So knowledge is to be used to know the speed of the river, how much depth it has, all these conditions to be analyzed. So before jumping into action, you should have sufficient skill. So one word which I said means a lot. What is to be done to learn in life? Take a lot of examples like this. You understood? I have just explained using swimming. If I don't take this example, very difficult to explain. So try to take examples and think on whatever I said. Each these words can be explained hours together. Okay, so try to think on this, reflect on this, tell somebody else, argue on people and learn. The best way to learn is Acharya Padam Adatte, Padam Shishya Swamedhaya, Padam Sa Brahmacharibhya, Padam Kalakramena Cha. Acharya Padam Adatte, learn quarter portion from lecture. Not that quarter, right? When I translate, some people, the Acharya will give quarter, self-quarter by myself. Acharya Padam Adatte, Padam Shishya Swamedhaya. Self you can have another 1/4 learning. And 1/4 is to be with the friends. After the class, what is to be done? Discuss with the people. Say that the lecture was so boring, and somebody else says, yeah, it was boring, yeah. And somebody else will come and say, there was some point which I liked. And what is that point? Start discussing on that. That will give you a lot of knowledge. Start arguing on those points. So that will give you a lot of knowledge. Padam Kalakramena Cha. And quarter knowledge will come only after some time. If it comes to you before that, wonderful. Okay. So that's essential. Acharya padamadatte padam shishya swamedaya padam sa brahmacharibhya padam kalakramena cha. That's a way of learning. So try to have sufficient knowledge and then start discussing with the people. Okay, some more questions. No questions? Louder please. In the base life, how do you implement this? In social life, only in social life you can implement this. Start implementing at home, start implementing self. Start implementing self. That's the way you should do. How do you do? Whatever, the main problem which people said is we have no concentration. Is it really no concentration for you? When you go to cinema theater 2 hours, are you able to concentrate? Or not? Is there anybody who says, I am not able to understand this cinema? I am not able to concentrate at all. Do you come out of the theater anytime? No? But while reading book 2.5 hours without disturbing, can you read? Why? Interest. It has to be thrilling. It has to be interesting. You keep life inside that. When the cinema comes, whenever one reel comes, one frame comes, next frame, what is going to happen? The eagerness is there inside you. When you turn the page while reading, what is going to come in the next page? Is there that eagerness for you? Nothing. Let it come and go, no? Who does it? Don't care. When you read, it has to be with eagerness. Do everything in your life with eagerness. You will find interest in that. You understood? The one way how to improve your concentration. The way of finding interest in that. When you read Bhagavad Gita, oh Krishna. Like who is asking? Arjuna is asking. Be Arjuna when he asks question to Krishna. And then be Krishna. Before Krishna can answer, you give your answer. No, what is wrong? Arjuna will ask some questions. Siddha Prajnasya ka bhasha. How a Siddha Prajna will talk. Then close the book, Bhagavad Gita. You start teaching Arjuna. Why not? You know little bit, no? Whatever you know, you start telling Arjuna. It's a rare chance. And tell Arjuna, see it's very easy, yeah? And you tell whatever you want to tell Arjuna. And after that, open the book and see how Krishna answered this question. Understood? Then you will realize Krishna gave a different answer, yeah. I gave a different answer. Start comparing your answer and Krishna's answer. You can compare that. And then you identify after reading that answer, oh, Krishna is better than me. Don't you? But now what happened? You have learned the answer, therefore you have become equivalent to Krishna on that answer at least. Do you get this feeling while reading? Let it be any topic. Let it be a management topic which you are reading. Let it be a Sensex problem. Let it be a US problem. Let it be the price of the things which happens. Let it be the newspaper reading. Tomorrow newspaper, what could be the heading? Let the heading you read first. And just close the newspaper. Don't read further. Take the textbook, read only the heading, close the book. And think what could be there. You can think, Nobody stops you. You can imagine something. Keep writing if you can. Take a paragraph and write what could be inside the book before reading. Did anybody do this exercise? Try to do this. Your concentration will be doubled. Your reading will become effective. And then, after having your assessment on what could be there, open the book and read, and you will find out. What you will find out? That you are a fool. And if you feel that, lift your hands. All of you, raise your hands. Take it on your head. What a fool I am. Tell yourself. Assume you feel that, oh, I know what this author have written and I am much better or equivalent. Lift your hands. Take it back and say, well done, my boy. I am great. Have your own feeling that I am great. Is it not? Sometimes you feel, I have done it better. Have a self-feeling. That feeling is essential for you to perform better. That gives you a lot of courage. So a self-feeling of high level is essential to perform sometimes. You tell all your friends that I am a good student. You ask me any question, I can answer. What they will ask? They will ask you something on music. You don't know music. You tell, I will tell answer but not now. Give me another 3 days. You go and learn from somewhere else and then tell me. You understood? The best way to learn is to get lot of questions in your life. My professor used to tell, if you don't know music, talk about the music. If you don't know music, talk about the music. And somebody will come and tell you, this is not music, yeah. Then ask him what is music. Learn from him and tell somewhere else. That's why I am surviving. Thousands of lectures in last 3-4 years. Every day one lecture. Yesterday I was in Bangalore, day before yesterday in Khammam, before that in Madras. So every day to different places giving lectures like this. It's a wonderful life. I am enjoying, you are suffering. Okay? So try to learn something in your life so that you can practice it. Yesterday I was teaching communication skill here. I asked people, what is that you require to have good communication skill? Everybody says reading, writing. All these are not required. You should have knowledge. If you don't have knowledge, can you communicate? What is essential is having knowledge. Read, reread. That's the best way. Go on reading, learning whatever you can learn in your life. Keep on learning. That's the only difference between animal and human being. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maidunani. Maidunam is sex. Ahara, Nidra, Bhayam, Maidunam. All the 4 qualities are equal for human being and animal. Only one extra quality which a human being have. What is that quality? No dog will give a lecture, no dogs will listen like this. That's the only difference. No animal will give lecture, no animal will listen lectures. No animal will learn, no animal will have knowledge. Nanam naranam adhiko vishesho nanebihi na pashubis samanam. Only difference is that people have knowledge. So you have knowledge with you. Every day ask a question before going to sleep. Did I learn anything today? If the answer is no, you can imagine, you can decide which animal you are on that day. So when people live, how many days you lived like a human being? How many days you lived like an animal? That is the difference. How to be everyday practice, try to learn every day little bit. Whatever you learn, go and tell somebody else. So today what is the first practical lesson for you? Today go back home. Who is staying with you at home? Go and tell what did you learn today. Is there anything wrong? Tell them. Let it be which subject you are learning. Let it be mechanical engineering, electronics, electrical engineering, physics, chemistry. It doesn't matter. Whatever you read, as soon as you finish reading, go and tell somebody else. When you get a B.Tech degree, your mother also should have sufficient knowledge on the same subject. What is wrong? Try to teach them, by which you are making that knowledge yourself. Okay? So try to teach people. When you are traveling in the bus, whoever is sitting beside, go on giving lectures. Today, if you get a bus, as soon as you get in, you call me. Do you know what personality development? You know what is yoga? Go on giving lectures. That's the best way. Nothing wrong. Try to practice this. Whenever you get a chance, talk to people. That's all what human being can do. Share your knowledge. Share whatever you have with somebody else. That's essential. One more question. Yeah. How to express your feeling? Yeah. You can express wherever there is a possibility. But feelings, why did you take angry only as example? Yeah, you have to, because most of the time, dukkeshu anudignamana sukeshu vigataspruha vidaraga bhayakrodha sthidadir munirichyate. That's a stage where you will reach after some time. When you have feelings but you don't express it. That will come so natural once you get into yoga. You will become sthita pregnant. But that life is not interesting. If you cannot show your feelings, then your life becomes boring. So essentially, little bit of feelings have to be expressed, where it will not counter back on you as punishment. You understood? Any feelings can be shown if that does not come back to you as a punishment later. And that will be decided by the buddhi. So feelings comes from the heart and buddhi will tell you don't do this. That is what happens. You will have depression, you will have controlling only by buddhi. The manas will have feeling, buddhi will tell you don't do this. Does it not happen? Sometimes buddhi is good, sometimes manas is good. There will be good fighting between these two. So where to have this and how much to control, how much to allow depends on situations. And that's what Lord Krishna says, Uddaret Atmanatmanam Atmanam Avasadhayet Atmaiva Shatmano Bandhu Atmaiva Ripuratmanaha. Make your mind closer to your Atma. Atma is God. Make your manas closer to the God. Wherever God will tell you do this, do that, then you will never feel bad on whatever activity you have done. You can do anything which your mind feels, but let it get sanctioned by your Atma, where you will not have a feeling of guiltiness later. Until that, up to that you can do it. Let anybody tell anything against it, but doesn't matter. But your own Atma, Sarva-Atmane Namaha. My own Atma is my God. That should get sanctioned there. If that is sanctioned, you can do whatever you want. Up to that level, feeling has to be controlled. More answers on this, lot of arguments on this can be seen on my Orkut community. Orkut Life is to Live. That community is Life is to Live. That's no more active. My password has been hacked by somebody. Now there is another community which is called Life Made Simple. But this argument on buddhi and manas, how much to control, how to control, was asked by somebody. The postings are there, lot of arguments are there on life is to live, enjoy. That's the earlier community. The present community is Life Made Simple. You can see some more arguments on that. Yeah.
Sir, we are living in a material world.
Yeah.
I saw you said that yoga and that spirituality level should be there. So how can the material and spirituality be balanced?
It's a wonderful question. There is an answer which I have posted. Answer to Utkarsh on spirituality and materialism.
But this world will not leave, the material will not leave us.
See, people believe that the material and spiritual are different. They are not different. The spirituality says, whatever I have to be surrendered. Whatever I have to be given to somebody else. Is it not? The first ritual in which the spiritual ritual which says is yaga yajna, in which what I should do? My rice, my coconut, my ghee, I am pouring into the Agni and spoiling it really. I am not going to get back, it is gone. Suryaya swaha, Suryaya idam namama, Prajapataye swaha, Prajapataye idam namama, Agnaye swaha, Agnaye idam namama. I will say and then put every valuable item. Valuable item is ghee and rice for us. Because every sweet is made out of these two things, earlier days, right now? So that is what I am putting into the fire. This is the practice of sacrificing. Whatever I have, I am giving it. Whatever you have, you are giving it, right now? Having is materialistic, giving is spiritual. If you don't have, can you give? So spirituality will come only when you have it. So materialism is the first stage, spirituality is the next stage. You understood? Many people see that it is different. It is not. The first part is having, second part is giving. So it is two parts. Unless I earn, I cannot give gifts. So materialistic have to be there. Only the world is running because materialistic people are there around us. Do you think such a lecture can be given in this hall with all this paraphernalia? If only spirituality is there, no materialism? Who has given donation to these places? How this building has come up? These are all materialistic people only, right now?
So you believe it is interlinked?
Yeah, it's tightly interlinked. It is growing much parallel. No sannyasins will survive in this world if the materialist people are there in this world. Take it from me. No spirituality, no religion, no rituals, nothing will have in this world if materialistic people are not there in this world. You understood? That is why when we call Lord for doing puja, Vairagya Siddhyartham Samarpayami. Don't you hear this? Vairagya Siddhyartham Samarpayami. I don't require anything. Vairagya means not require anything. And you are calling God. That is spiritual. But after the God comes, you will give your big list. That is materialistic. Is it not? Why you are doing puja? Vairagyam only. Then you don't have to do puja, no? Why you are doing puja? For path, for getting married, for dying. The neighbor has to die, you do puja. So all that is done, materialistic activity is very much there, included in spirituality. Don't see that as different. There is a wonderful question one small kid has asked me on 8th class student at Delhi, so I have answered it. That's there. Answer to Utkarsh on materialism and spiritual. Most of the questions which you can think of asking, all that must have been answered at different places.
What do you think we need to have? Knowledge or experience?
What do you think
We need to have. So
you need to have? What we think we need to have?
knowledge or experience?
Knowledge, data is there everywhere. Just listen, if you want to write down. You have data everywhere. When you analyze data, that becomes knowledge. And that knowledge, when you use it, that becomes skill. The skill, when you practice it, that becomes experience. I know how to repair a scooter. That is the skill which I have. The mechanism, connections, everything which I know, that is the knowledge. The material which is around is the data. You understood? The scooter is the data. The knowledge is the connection between them. And the first opening up and seeing the connections is the skill which I have. The more I do skill on that, either it can become bad experience or good experience also. Okay, so you will get experience. Once that experience, use it for society, that becomes real experience. You understood? So these are the steps, stages. Knowledge is essential, experience has to be added to that. So these steps are also there in the output.
Again, the same relation question to my same thing, which I am elaborating it. That spirituality means we are into the third or supreme soul.
Yes.
So, again the same thing is coming away. How far the material that it comes again and pulls us down.
That depends on, that's what I said, that depends on how good you are. I will give you an example. Yeah, how do you relate it? Now, some rituals we have where we should not eat on a day. Saturday I should not have food. That will take me closer to God. That's what our belief is. Many poor people are in the world. They are not eating for many days. Do you mean they are closer to God? Not having and not eating is different. Having and not eating is different. You understood? So you can be materialistic, but you are not requiring it. One step. Second step is, I don't want to eat, but when I see the food, the feeling of eating comes from within. I am not able to stop my feeling. And I don't eat because I want to reach into spirituality. You understood? That will not take you closer to God. You may have everything, but don't feel that you have it. It's as simple as that. See, in Marxism there are two sort of people, who have and who don't have. Have and have nots, correct no? In Bharat we have spiritual people, they have but they don't want. You understood what is spirituality? The spirituality is not with the people they don't have or they have. It is with the people they have but they don't want. That is materialistic and spiritual. They have but they don't want. You understood? Think about this for a long time. You will understand it much more when you go deeper and deeper. Lord Buddha became spiritual not because he was poor. He said, I don't want. Vivekananda was from a witch house. He said, I don't want. He could have become the millionaire. Many people were supposed to give so many things, but he lived with the simplicity. So being simple is becoming spiritual. Being simple doesn't mean you are poor. You are rich, but you don't want it. That is spiritual. Those who have, but they don't want. That is spiritual. Yeah.
How serious should we take to have spirituality as our goal?
No, goal should not be spirituality. Spirituality have to come to you.
What's the necessity?
Necessity, just serve people. Live in this world loving everybody. Do whatever you can do anybody. See, at home, where do you start today? At home, when your mother wash burthen, don't sit idle. Go and help. You understood? There is a nice answer given by the servant maid of Mahatma Gandhi. I don't know where God exists. I don't know what spirituality is. Servant maid of Mahatma Gandhi. She is not educated. But I know one thing, the God exists in the cup of tea which Mahatma Gandhi used to serve me when I used to clean the house. You understood the difference? When the servant maid cleans the house, Mahatma Gandhi prepares coffee and serve, and that cup of coffee have the taste of God within. So whatever activity you do to somebody else have got a spirituality within that. That's more essential. Every activity which you do can be mixed with the spirituality. Every activity can be mixed with the spirituality. It is not different from what we do. It's mixed inside that. The reading becomes spiritual. I've given few techniques for you, right? No, be interested in that. Keep your goal inside that. So when you read also, your brain does not work. That becomes so natural to you. Even scolding can become spiritual. So every activity becomes part of your life. Okay? So Nani, Namaskar to each one of you. Those who wanted to contact me can email me at dr_tps, dr for doctor, _tps, T for top, P for police, S for service. T for temperature, P for pressure, S for second. @yahoo.com. dr for doctor _tps @yahoo.com. Okay? Thank you. Thanks a lot. Enjoy your life. Say no. No.